Hey guys, welcome back. Today let's see a Python automation for automating deletion of EBS volumes. Because in real time, in case if you have like any EBS volumes which are unattached to any of the EC2 instances, it will cost to the company. Okay, so this will be one of the critical tasks which you can explain in the interview, or else you can do it in your current project as well. So that you will be saving huge amount on the cost of volumes. Okay, so because we will have many idle or unused EBS volumes. So in case if you want to delete it manually, it will be like time consuming, and you may miss a few EBS volumes. So in case if you automate it and you can run it as a cron job or something, by that you will be able to save a lot of time, and also using the cron job, it will periodically check for those and it will delete. Okay, so that it will be easy for you as well. It will save cost for your company as well. Okay, so in case if you have to do that, we have to talk to AWS resources. As we have already discussed, in case if you have to do any action with Python with related to any of the AWS resources, you have to use boto 3. Okay, and we have to pass in few command line arguments as well, right? So we have to use argparse. So these things we have discussed already in the previous classes, and in case if you have not seen those things, please go through and check. Okay, and guys, if you like the following content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let's try to create a new file. We can give it as EBS automation dot py. Okay, so as we told, first we have to use boto 3 and argparse. Okay, so we have to use import boto 3. Okay, and then we have to import argparse. Okay, so argparse will just pass in the command line arguments, and boto 3 will automate the tasks of EC2, EC2 or whichever AWS component. Okay, so once you import this one, okay, now let's first first okay, so get AWS resources. Okay, because in case if we have to do any action, first we have to get AWS resources, then we have to check whether uh, the resource exists or not. Okay, then we have to also do dry run. Dry run the commands whether the volumes are available or not. Okay, so these are the things. So first let's check for dry run. Okay, so in case if you have to work on dry run, we have to use argparse. Okay, so we already seen these things clearly. You can just check that video. Okay, it will be very useful going forward. Okay, parse. Okay, I'll just give parse, and then argparse command we have to pass. Okay, first the command which we have to use with argparse is argument parser. Okay, first we have to pass the argument. Okay, so here we can give the description. Okay, so here our task is to AWS EBS volume deletion. Okay, so this is the task. So once this is done, we have to pass in the we have passed it into the variable, right? So we have to use this variable. So how we can use, we can use parse dot add arguments. So we have to add the arguments, right? So here we will be using dry run, right? So let's give the option like hyphen hyphen dry hyphen run. Okay, so what it will do, it will do the dry run. In case if you want to add any of the help, for example, if you are creating this script and if you are using it, is fine. Otherwise, in case if someone is using from your team, they should know what exactly this dry, right? So you can use help. Okay, so in case if you use help, you have to tell something like what exactly it is used. Okay, so it will just preview the unused volumes, right? Unused volumes. So when others see this thing in future, it will be very easy. Even it will be very helpful for you as well. Okay, so always try to write it with the option help. Okay, and then once this is done, again you have to pass the argument. So how you can pass, you can pass it as args. So here we have to again use the parse, and then you have to add. What you have to add, you have to add parse args. So these arguments you have added, so these things you will be passing it here. Okay, so you can pass it like this. So this is done. So next step, So parser we have done. Okay, now we have to use boto 3. Okay, now let me this, in case if you do it like this, it is like commenting. Okay, so now we will use boto 3 comments. Where is this one? Okay, so now what exactly you have to do? First you have to get ec2. Okay, then you have to get volumes, right? So how you can get these things? Using boto 3. So in order to get ec2 instances, you have to use boto 3 dot client. Okay, so here we have multiple things. One is, in case if you have to get whatever resource, for example, ec2, you have to pass in ec2. In case if you have to get s3, you have to pass it as s3. Okay, here I have to get ec2. Okay, and then we have to verify. In case if you have to, like in normally, in case if you have to work like this, we can work. And then in case if there is some authentications or something, in case if you have to avoid that one, we can just pass it as verify equal to false. Okay, so that it, in case if there is some errors or something, it will be ignored. Okay, so it is passed like this. Now we have to get the volumes. So how we can get volumes? In boto 3 we have to describe volumes. Okay, so ec2 dot describe, we have to describe hyphen volumes. So how we can get all these things? So let me show you. Boto 3 volumes. So if you see boto 3 resource ec2, we are using client, right? So similarly ec2 dot volumes, and then if you are, in case if you have to get id, so we have like multiple usages. So in case if you need anything, you can just verify this. So you, in case if you have to check any of the volume id, you can just pass in like volume hyphen id. Okay, so these things should be passed in. So you can always refer this boto 3 documentation in case if you require any help. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so volumes equal to ec2 dot describe volumes. So that what you will get? You will get the list of volumes which are unused. Okay, so this will not get single volume. This will get all the volumes which are in your account. Okay, now what you have to do? You have to filter it based on like how you require. Okay, so just we have to just check for which are the available volumes which are not mounted to any of the instances. Okay, so to get that one, we can use for loop. So it will check all the volumes and it will get only those which are not attached. Okay, so we can get for volume in volumes. Okay, so here we have to pass it again, we have to pass the volumes. Okay, so for wall in volumes, so this is the volumes. So inside this we will have the volumes, right? So we have to get all those things, volumes. Okay, and then always the for loop should end with colon. Okay, and then we have to check, we are checking the volumes, we have to check whether that is available or not. Available means whether it is not attached to any of these two instances, because we don't want to get the volumes which are attached. Okay, we want to get only those which are not attached. Okay, so let's get that one. If volume, if volume, so this is like state. Okay, so state should be available. Okay, so just we can give it as state. So all these things should be in capital letter. State equal to. Okay, so if state equal to available. Okay, if state equal to available, then what we have to get, in each and every volume will have a volume id. Okay, that is how we differentiate different volumes. Okay, so we have to get the volume id. So I will pass in the another variable called volume id, and then to get volume, so here inside we are getting the volume here. Okay, how we are getting this volume? From these volumes. So here we will have the volumes. So here we have to get all the volume ids. Okay, so how you get volume id? Okay, so by passing this volume id, we will get the volume ids, and also we can check the size of the disk. Okay, size, so we can get it in gb. Okay, so again, if you have to get size, again we have to use this volume vol. Okay, and then how we have to pass? We have to pass the size. Okay, So now what we are getting, so we are getting the volumes. Using volumes we are getting state, whether if it is available. In case if it is available, we are getting the volume ID, and we are getting the size. Okay, so in case if we are getting all these things, we have to know like it is available, right? So we have to print, okay, so that it we will get it on the display like it is available. Okay, so always use f string here, and then you can type found the unused volumes. Okay, and we can just print the volume id and size as well. Okay, of volume id and size. Okay, we will get the size, and we have to get it in gb, right? Just we can pass it like this. Okay, so this is fine. uh, okay, we have to pass it in braces. Why it is not coming? Oh, sorry. This is because size hyphen gb, that is the variable we have used. Okay, so we are getting this one now. Okay, now we have got to know that volumes are available, and we have got the volume id and size. That is fine. Now what is the main task? We have to delete it, right? So first we have to, instead of deleting it directly, we can check whether those things can be deleted. How we can check? We have already used dry run. Okay, what this dry run will do, it will not delete it, it will just show what will happen to us. Okay, so we can use if statement. Okay, if args dot dry hyphen run. Okay, if it is if we are running it as dry run, what it will do, it will just show us. So just I will just pass in the f string again, and then we have to just tell it would delete volume id. So which are all the volumes it will delete, so it will show those things. Okay, if okay, and then else, in case if it is not run as dry run, then it will delete the instances. Okay, ec2 dot delete hyphen volume, and then we have to pass in the volume id. So this is the exact volume which we have to pass in. So this will be this one. So equal to volume id. Okay, so it will delete this one. Okay, how we can also we are, this action will be performed, but we have to know it, right? So we can just pass in the print statement again. Okay, print f string again, and then we can deleted the volume. So again we can pass in the volume id. Okay, so this is one script. Okay, now let's try to execute this one. So what we have done, we are doing these things. We are getting AWS resources, checking whether it exists or not, and we are running the commands. Okay, to run the commands, we are using parse, arg parse, and then we are using boto 3 for the automation of checking the EBS volumes. Okay, now the script is ready. Okay, now what we have to do, first we have to configure AWS, because we should able to access that one, right? So AWS configure. Okay, what is it? It is not there. Okay, AWS config. Okay, it is not there. I'll just install it. Just use the same command. Okay, let me check the password. Okay, it is because I didn't go to this virtual environment, because in my virtual environment I have these things. So let me go ahead and activate that one. Okay, source my env, source my env bin activate. Okay, so I have come to my environment. Okay, I will just clear. Now let me check whether it is available or not. Okay, so yes, configure. Okay, it is asking for access key and this thing. Okay, how you can create these things? You can just go to your account, and then you can just click on security credentials. Okay, so here we already have one. I will just create a new one. So you can select command line interface, I understand, next. I'll just create access key. Okay, I will just copy this one. Where is this? Okay, and I will just paste this one again, password. Okay, and then it is showing the US East one. We can select whichever region it is. Let's go to, okay, we can keep a US East one as the default, and then none. Okay, now it is configured. Okay, now what we can do, let's go to the console. um, EC2. Okay, now we can try to execute the command once. Okay, so let me try. Let's see whether we get any issues. Is automation.py. Okay, so we are getting some warnings. Okay, so what are these warnings? It is insecure request warning. Okay, so we can just check like how we can fix this one. So what it is doing, like it is having some security issues. Okay, so in case if you have to fix this one, normally how we can fix this one, we can pass in few warning comments. Okay, so normally we have a module called warnings, import warnings. Okay, import warnings, and okay, it is like insecure request warnings, right? We will have one more module for this one, I guess. One second. Yeah, we have a module for that as well. Insecure warnings. Okay, so they are using URL lib library. Okay, so inside this library we have this insecurity warnings. Okay, so just we can use that one. Okay, so here, we have okay, we have the module called URL lib3. Okay, okay, URL lib3 library. Okay, so from URL lib3. Okay, lib3 dot exceptions, import insecure request warning. Okay, so this is the warning which we are getting. Okay, so we can just refer the modules in case if we have an error. Okay, so let me just check this one again. Okay, still we have this one. Adding certificate wrong advice and warning. Okay, so we have this import warnings. We can just pass in that one as well. Okay, we can filter that one. So warnings dot simple filter. Okay, we can just ignore those things. So we have to use ignore. Um, the errors are insecure warnings, right? Insecure request warning. Okay, let me try it again. Okay, now the script is executing fine. Okay, so we don't see the error now. Okay, so these modules are nothing to worry. Like even if you leave it like that, it is not an issue. But in case if you have to fix this one, you will have like multiple modules. You can, but how we will get to know whether we have to, how we can use this one? By seeing this error itself, we'll get to know insecure request warnings, and then if you have warnings. Okay, so you can just use the same thing. Okay. So based on this error, you can just type in Google, so you will get those modules. Just you can use those things. Okay. Now it is running, but it is not giving any output. In case if it has run properly, we should have got this output, right? It should have print we have unused volumes, and it should have deleted. Okay. And even if it has deleted, it should have run this one. Okay. Now what we can do, we should have the volumes and EC2 instances, right? So currently we don't have anything. Now let me try to create few instances. Okay. I'll just give it as test. Amazon Linux, let it be like that. Everything, let it be like that. And even I am not creating any key pair, let it be like that. And then here we have storage. And then I will add new volume. Okay. I will add all these are EBS volumes. I will add new volumes. Okay. And then this is done. So I will just launch instance. Proceed without key pair, launch instance. Let it create the EC2 instance. Okay. So EC2 instance it is creating. I will just open this one. We can go to volumes here. Okay. So we have volumes here. We have multiple volumes, right? I'll just give the name. Okay. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. Okay. So we have 4 volumes created. Okay. Now this is fine. So now let's go to the script. Okay. Now we have this volumes, right? So now let me comment this thing. Okay, I will just comment this one. So I will just print EC2, and then I will print volume. Okay, now let me execute this one. So if you see, we have got the details. Okay, but it is in this dictionary format. Okay, if you see volumes, so test 1, if you see we have test 1 and then test 2. Okay, and then we have multiple things like volume type. Okay, it is gp3. And then in case if you want to add a few more things, so for example we have state, right? So where is the state? So we will have multiple things. See, we have state. Okay, in use. Okay, in case if it is not used, it will be available. So we have, do we have something like available um, state? So it is in use. Okay, so it is in use. In case if it is only available. Okay, now let me do one more thing. Okay, so now it is like in use, right? Now let me try to create additional volume. Create volume. Okay, everything can be like this. I will just keep it as 10 GB. um, what is the tag? Add tag unused. Create volume. Okay, so I have created one more volume. Let me refresh this one. Okay, we have this one, right? This is the one. I was searching for that one. Okay, I will just give the name as unused. Okay, so also like we have volume ID. Okay, so each and every volume will have different ID. Okay, now what we can do, just let's come here and run this one. Where is the script? Okay, so now it has print the EC2. Okay, let me remove this one. Let me remove this one. Now let me clear the screen and try to run again. Okay, so this is the EC2 instance. Okay, okay, let me, this is the EC2 instance. Now I will just do undo this one. Okay, I will just comment this one, and if you print volumes, we will get all the volumes. Okay, so if you go to last, okay, I'll just filter this one. Grep, what we have to check? We have to check in use, right? Where is that one? I'll just check for state. Grep state. Okay, if you see in use, and this is attached. Others, everything is in use. Okay, now let us do. Now, what is the requirement? I'll just just unzip. Okay. Uh, okay. Now I will just uncomment this one. Okay. Now what it will check? It will check for the volumes and it will check whether it is available. And then if it is available, it will just check for the volume ID and size. And then it will just print found the unused volume. And then it will just do delete. Okay, deleted the volume. Okay. Now let me clear the screen. Okay. Now I am executing the script. Okay. Now if you see, found the unused volume. Okay, what is the volume ID? It is ends with 014. Okay, and what is the size? It is 10 GB because we have created with 10 GB, right? And deleted the volume. So the same volume it is deleted. Okay, if you go here, see 014. This is the one we have named, right? Unused. See, that is the one which is unattached. So all these things are attached to EC2 instances. This is the one which is unattached. Okay, now let me try to create more volumes. Okay, create volume. Just I will give 5 GB. Okay, and then I'll just add tag. Um, Ashok, uh, create volume, and then I'll create one more volume. This is like, let me keep it as 15 GB. So here we can give the name. Okay, like I'll just give it as Kumar. Create volume, and then I will create one more volume. Let's keep it as 50 GB, and then tag demo. Okay, just I will create and create volume. Now, okay, it has reached the limit. Okay, it's enough anyway. So we have two, right? We have created additionally two. Now let's go here. I am running the command. Okay. So in case if I don't want to execute this one, just I will pass it as dry run. Okay. So how we can pass hyphen hyphen dry hyphen run. Okay. So dry hyphen run. It is giving error. Okay, the issue is, so we are passing it as dry run. So actually we have to store this action. Okay, so in order to store that action, we have to pass it as action because we are performing the dry run as action, right? So let's store that one. Store hyphen true. Okay, so now what will happen? This dry run action, it will be stored. Okay, now let me try to run it again. Python EBS automation. Dry. Okay, again. Okay, I have to put comma here. I forgot to put comma. Okay, let me run. Okay, okay. If you see, now it has run as the dry run. Okay, so always when you dry run, it has to save it as action. Okay, now it has found the unused volume of 5 GB. Okay, would delete. I would delete that one. Okay, and found an unused volume of 15 GB and would delete. Okay, now in case if you want to directly execute this one, just you can remove the dry run. Okay, now when you execute this one, see, found the unused volume 5 GB, deleted, found the unused volume 15 GB, deleted. Okay, now let's go here. So previously we had, right, these unused volumes. Now let me refresh this page. So those things are deleted. Okay, so this is the automation, guys. Okay, it will be very helpful in real time as well. Okay, it is very simple as well. You can just demonstrate this in your interview. Okay, all the best. Okay, let's discuss further in next classes. Thank you. Bye.